Alright, AKAPADers, welcome back to the channel. We have the biggest Star Wars news imaginable. We're going to get into it. And welcome back. Hey everyone, special guest. Where's he at? Right there. The Dallas. Peter A. DeLuca here, aka Pad69, and known through Philadelphia and the multiverse as the Eclectic One. Boom. I present to you the biggest and the saddest Star Wars, I can't say Star Wars news. Star Wars news imaginable. I'm like, But yeah, so what is this? What does it mean? What's the quick take? Here's the thing. People will say, I saw it coming. We've had bad reports about the Galactic Starcruiser not being entertaining, being too expensive. The guts of the lore was taken out of this, meaning if the Starcruiser had more original trilogy characters, we would get involved. All of this is 100% true. All the people that raised the red flags about Star Wars as a brand and the quality of this hotel experience is 100% right. Now, some of these people have been raising these flags and waving them for years now, since inception, because it never really was like the you have to do this word of mouth. Okay, that never happened. And here's the kicker. It is in correlation to the rise of Skywalker, the fall of the Mandalorian, and again, the guts of the lore being ripped out of the brand itself. The characters we know, and it's hard to quantify some of this stuff, but the characters that we know are better are being ignored by DC proper. But the reasoning is legit, okay? If you're going to acquire a property, you're picking up the audience, you're buying the Star Wars audience, and you need to create things that you have more control over from the ground up. That was the whole idea with Force Awakens, and so many of you forget, again, like short-term memory, Force Awakens was an absolute shockwave. It took over the box office. It became one of the biggest, top 2, top 3 grossing movie ever. And then at that point, the hype for the next Star Wars movie, The Last Jedi, created a whole culture of people in YouTube, in this actual space, that were Star Wars driven, theory driven, spoiler driven channels that wanted to connect the dots and figure out all the mysteries from Force Awakens. And even to this day, I still back Force Awakens. I back it all the way through. Talking just like the nitpicky things, Rey's theme, the music alone in that movie is phenomenal. It's what I consider to be, John Williams, like his top 3 individual scores, like Harry Potter, Hook, Rey's theme. It's just perfect. It's just perfect. But what we're getting at here, though, is people have rejected this current idea of what they think Star Wars represents, and that is a mosaic. It's a very there's a lot of economics in that take. Okay, we have a lot of different data points, different allegories, different philosophies applied to everything, and it's real tough to figure out and to pinpoint exactly what went wrong. I can't talk today. What went wrong with Star Wars? It's scary and it's frightening, because as much as we like to say what Disney did bad, they did so much good. And this doesn't mean this is like a full collapse of the Star Wars brand. Nothing is in line to take it over. Part of my last Guardians of the Galaxy video was about these characters continuing and not ending. In a very strong way, Guardians of the Galaxy, if continued, could probably surpass a chunk of that Star Wars audience, especially the boys. I just gotta say, the boys love GOTG. But the reality is we have nothing to look forward to on stream. Andor, which is really the best thing since Star Wars Mandalorian Season 2. Andor is completely already down the memory hole. We don't have any hype for the comics and for the novels. And then they're teasing these releases of the extended universe characters, or what they call legends. Every time they pull in, I mean, we saw this with Boba Fett. Every time they pull in someone from Legends, it's just, they just butcher that character. It's a joke. So anyway, but we don't have a cool factor. That's the bottom line for Star Wars. It has absolutely lost the cool factor. And Disney for years had trouble building a appeal into the young male audience. They were great with music. They were great with, Lizzie McGuire, like Hannah Montana. And the list goes on and on. The Disney princesses basically blossoming into a franchise of its own. But they couldn't correctly nail the young boys, and that's why they acquired Marvel and DC. So them creating something in-house, I just don't see happening. And we don't have Guardians of the Galaxy anymore. And I do believe that's a fair comparison. So RIP modern day Star Wars. I don't think it can get much lower than this.